sorry, I'm Ukrainian and she's Russian. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm here with experienced model Vita. I'm Ukrainian and she's Russian. I just want to emphasize that we get on really, really well.
Yeah, like
there is no war between.
If you are, between
models
people, it's between politicians, and the thing is, I'm a sane person, right? And I know who is attacking who, and what's happening.
And it's not about passport, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not. There are good people and bad people everywhere. And I can tell you that I have a lot of Ukrainian friends, and
I have a lot of Ukrainian friends too who seem a bit Russian in terms of bad.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Even Ukrainians, they can be like brainwashed, and even Russians, they can be aware of the things. So, but we're cool, we're chill, we're here in London, like.
And we want to share a bit of Vita's experience today.
I was born in St. Petersburg, Russia. I'm 26 years old and I've been modeling for more than 10 years.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and I'm still actively working, planning to work as long as I can because I really love my job and because it helped me to, see the world. I've been traveling since I was 16. For my first trip, I went to Korea, Seoul. And right after, I went to Taipei, Taiwan. And after that, for around 4 years, I worked, no, even 3. For 3 years, I worked only in Asia. And I went to Tokyo, Shanghai, Singapore, Thailand, Bangkok.
Asia a lot.
Asia, yeah. I lived in Singapore for 1 year and a half. And I learned what modeling is there. It hasn't been easy to work there because you have so many outfit changes. It's rough.
Cannot even imagine. But again, I know a lot of stories. I know a lot of people, and I heard a lot of stories.
There's a lot of horror stories from China.
Yeah.
But anyways, and then I was staying in Asia because I was thinking I could never go working anywhere else because.
Were you thinking yourself or you were told?
I was told, and what I was told, I was believing in, which will often happen, especially when you're that young.
You were told you could not do Europe.
Yeah, that I was too short, that I was this, and I was that. But I got lucky, and I found people that believed in me, and I started to work with that mother agent who told me, like, girl, why aren't you in Europe? Like, why are you wasting your time in Asia?
Okay.
And I was like, really? And he got me a contract in London pretty quick. So in 2016 I came here for the first time, and since then for already 7 years I've been working here in Europe. And for like most of my career I've been living in a luggage bag. Like just all your life in your luggage bag. So you travel around the world, you're doing shoots, you're going on stay somewhere, to a country which like language you don't speak and you don't know anybody. But I never was like scared. I was always kind of like, okay, like let's do it, because I was one of those like I have nothing to lose. So.
Like me, that's why I'm here in London also.
But it's great, it's great. Like.
It gives you a lot of opportunities and opens the world probably.
Yeah, you don't want to feel like, I didn't want to be like, oh, I want to my mommy, I want to go home. Like, I respect that somebody can feel this way, but for me it was like, I need to build my life, I need to see the world, and I did, And
it's going to be a little pathetic when you grow up, so you got to cut it off probably early, I think.
Sometimes, it depends, it depends on each person. But yeah, we girls from Eastern Europe and post-Sovietic places, we are kind of like, we have nothing to lose, so we're going. That's why there's so many like Russian models everywhere, like all the time,
True, we are bold.
Or like, yeah. So I've been living here in Europe since then, and now I live in Spain for the past 3 years. And I got myself an apartment with my boyfriend, 50-50. Which was
proud of myself part?
I mean, I'm proud of myself.
No, that is true, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not the kind of girl who found like a sugar daddy. If your sugar daddy call me.
I would be looking for a sugar daddy with a apartment in Spain.
But you know what I mean? Like I actually, like whatever I have in my life, I got it myself. I wasn't waiting for somebody to give it to me, like a child, okay?
Yeah.
So Now, yeah.
Yeah, sure, sorry.
And now in 2 weeks I'm getting married also.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's big reveal.
Yeah, it's
You did you tell that on Instagram or like how many
I
people know
it's,
about
it's
it?
like a surprise. You know, I feel like on Instagram, like at least for models, right? I mean, I don't know, like you know, we have a saying like happiness, love, like silence.
Yeah.
You know, so I think private life should be private life because sometimes if you like post too much about your like private affairs, then people have like feel like they have a right to know like, oh, what happened? Why did you break up? Where is he? You know. So I think the older I am, the more I think like something should be kept private.
That's why I didn't even know she had a boyfriend, actually. And she'd get married in 2 weeks, okay. I'm like sitting here and be like, okay, fine, great.
I mean, it's different. Like you know, it's everybody's choice. For me, you know, we're together like for 5 years, and I'm super happy. You know that I have so much in my life now, and thanks for all of this to modeling. You know.
Great.
Yeah.
On that positive note, what's the worst part of modeling?
Okay, great. Great first question. The worst
She didn't like
part.
it. She didn't like it, but we have to start with something interesting. And of course, after that, you can tell us some good parts, but
Yeah.
tell us something really, really
Yeah.
tasty.
Yeah, the most difficult part to me to accept in modeling was constant rejection and constant self-doubt you have because of this. You get rejected by agencies, you get rejected on castings by clients, and it's like this, you know, it's real life. You are not $100 that everybody loves you, you know.
I love that saying.
Yeah, and in reality, in modeling, 9 out of 10 times you're gonna get rejected. Even sometimes 10 out of 10 times you're gonna get rejected.
Yeah.
And sometimes I let it get it to me, you know, while fashion weeks and stuff, and I was getting so upset. But in the end, I'm grateful for it because now I'm so much stronger, and
You just learn to learn from it, right? Because if you're just gonna get depressed
every time, then you're not gonna survive until 30. That's for sure. You know, you gotta learn how to be like. In the end, what's the most important is your own opinion about yourself. Like everything else it just doesn't matter.
True. I came to that thought myself. I mean,
Yeah.
not in my head, but like I truly felt it
Yeah.
just recently.
Because if every time when people were saying to me you can't do this, I would still be working somewhere like in China. Just a couple of months ago, like my Armani beauty campaign came out, you know, and I worked with.
We're gonna speak about
Yeah,
that
yeah,
because
yeah.
she's done
I've
some
done
great,
some cool jobs.
Yeah,
you
some
know?
great
Yeah,
work.
yeah, I'm really grateful for this. Yeah.
What's the best part? What you like about modeling?
I am that kind of models who actually like love modeling because I find there is some girls who like really hate it and just do it for money.
Yeah, you just feel something about it, right?
Like I love it. Like I love this job because it made my life richer with traveling, with friends around the world, with like new experiences, and as well like richer, like literally. So
That was a good one.
And
That's
it
gonna be the
helped-
beginning of the video.
and it helped me to change my life and life of my mother, you know, because when I was leaving like Russia, we had like no money. Like we were renting always and we didn't have like an easy life, you know, and we didn't have any guarantee. And my mom, she was in debts and stuff, so once I bring my first money, I pay off her debts, I got her a car, I helped her to buy her first apartment. So I'm really, really grateful for this, you know.
Did she move out of the country with you? Like,
No.
she's still in Russia.
She still lives there, yeah. But in closest future, I'm gonna move her to Spain with me, you know. Yeah.
Good, great.
Yeah.
Did you ever get made fun of? Again, a bit negative question, but I think a lot of people can relate to those questions,
Yeah.
especially young people, right?
Yeah.
In
So
school or after school, in the beginning of your career, did you have any situation where people were making fun of you?
yeah, look, you know, one of the things which made it so easy for me to leave Russia behind is that I've never felt Russian, and I was told constantly that you don't look like Russian, you don't sound like Russian, you don't have a name like Russian, like.
Do you know what it was? Because you definitely spoke Russian.
No, because I was. My hair, my face,
Different.
my eyebrows, I was different, you know. My mom, she's from a place called Yakutia, which is far east of Russia. It's the coldest place on earth. and everybody there look Asian. And then my dad, he was from Afghanistan, so I also have my Persian roots, you know. So I have only a little bit of Russian blood in the end. And yeah, you know, I never felt like fully accepted, you know, by my peers. I wouldn't say I was like bullied horribly, but sometimes it was difficult to hear, like they would call me like hachik, like ilichurka, which is kind of like black ass, you know, which is
I
like
will try to find some equivalents for those phrases in Russian.
yeah.
But not, I mean, they are bad words, but that's how people bully. Basically, that's bullying.
Yeah, it's like, you know, in this world, if you're a bit different than everybody else, they try to put you down. But in the end,
I think in our world, probably, for me, I feel like in our Russian-speaking world, if you're a bit different, they will try to put you
yeah,
down.
also this, even if you have like a little bit, for the guys, if you have like a bit of long hair or you have a piercing, and for the girls, if she's like, you know, too beautiful or something, like they will just hate you for this. But it's okay, you know. That's why I'm even grateful that they were like that to me, because I always felt like there was no point for me to stay there, you know.
I had that feeling too, and that's why it made it easy to just move out, move on, and go somewhere else.
Yeah, because you know, at some point I was trying so hard to make these people like me, and it was such a waste of time, because you gotta like yourself first, and just whatever time I wasted on thinking about those people, like I wish I'd spent it on myself, you know. And in the end, I did. That's when I got into modeling, because it kind of was, you know, new thing to focus on, and it made me happy. So I went to this rather than to hang out with my retarded classmates.
Okay. Any tips here how to cope with situations like that for young people?
I think it's important to remember that whatever people think about you is not true, and whatever you think about yourself sometimes is not true. So for example, if you think of yourself, oh, I'm ugly, I'm stupid, I'm worthless, it's not true. Like you are not your thoughts.
Because
right?
your brain, I just love to go into detail, sorry, but it's thoughts you might have taken from other people, so you have to dig into it.
Because in the end, you gotta have good thoughts inside your brain, and this is so important. It's very hard, but how your life is actually a product of your thoughts. And if you're constantly belittling and hating yourself in your head, your life gonna become shit, you know. Like, this is so important to try to find support as well, like in other people who love you. Like if you're lucky enough that your family loves you, or you have some like couple of good friends, try to hang out with people who make you feel good about yourself, not the opposite. And the ones who make you feel shit, try to cut them out. It just ignores them, you know. And as well, just find some creative output for your energy, because I feel like I'm so lucky that I was born a bit before the generation of phones and everything. Because if I was like 12 years old or 13 years old and all I was doing is watching TikToks every day, I wouldn't be able to focus enough to actually achieve my goals, you know. So that's very important, because I feel like how we spend time online and everything is actually a lot of energy we could actually spend on improving ourselves. You know, do you think Michelangelo would paint these beautiful ceilings if he was like on Instagram all the time? So I just hope if you're a young girl, like, or a boy who's watching this,
yeah,
like,
sure, because everybody
try to control like how much it takes over your life, because like time is so precious, so important. And the earlier in your life you start to actually try to develop yourself, you know, maybe like start to do sport, or start to like learn a language, or start to like be like more spiritual and find a hobby you actually love and like go for it now, don't wait, you know. Like,
I'm just smiling because I feel like we're grandmas who are trying to give advices, because I think we just feel really that way. We've been there and we just get out of that and we just want to.
Yeah, because this is from the heart. Like, I wish somebody told me this, like what I know now.
Literally get out of that like state of being. That's why we're so teachers.
We're so passionate about that. Anyways.
What are some great works you've done?
I have so much stuff to be proud of. I mean, like of recent, I really love my partnership with Armani. I've been the face of their beauty line Cremanera for the past 4 years, and I'm so lucky because it's actually Mr. Armani who still manages everything. He's
Really?
80 years old, 88, but he still manages everything, starting from his fashion line to the Armani Casa, which is like house line for the house, and beauty line. So he chooses the faces who work for him. And
Did you work with him?
I never met him, but he knows me and he knows my face, he knows my name, and we actually shot a beautiful commercial for the cream inside of his house.
Really?
In Pantelleria, yeah. He has his beautiful house, and so I kind of felt like I met him.
Was he trying to save some money from the studio
I mean,
hire?
girl, his net is 8 billion. He's not trying to save
Just
any
kidding,
money.
but why they decided? Do you know why they decided
Because
to?
the Cremanera, the line, is inspired by the island of Pantelleria. It's this
Okay.
volcanic island, so it's
History,
direct,
like
yeah,
story.
and it's the nicest house there is in the island, obviously, because the island is like I've never even heard about it. It's like on the side of Africa, and it's part of Italy. Yeah. Another work.
Is there some other great
Yeah.
names you worked for?
I did like 3 Dolce & Gabbana campaigns, and I worked 4 of their shows, which I'm also like 3 of their shows, 2 Alta Moda and 1 Ready to Wear, and I'm super like proud of it too because I work directly with Domenico Dolce, which is like the soul of the brand, and he's super sweet. And we he's super funny. We would blast in the music, and it was really like the top model moment where I felt like, whoa, like I made it working in Milano in
Could you
their
believe
office.
it?
Like, no, I couldn't believe it. It like
Right?
happened out of nowhere,
I mean, in your head, you probably walk around there and you're still thinking like, how, what is
How it's possible, and also I was already 25, and you would think, oh, already like before 20, if you didn't reach anything, then it means you would never even grow
I never
your
thought
level.
that. I don't know. That's people modeling saying that, oh, that's too late. You're too old.
Yeah, but and then I'm like, wow, life is there to prove me that I'm wrong, and it was really cool, and I really love this like iconic campaign we shot with like all black Dolce stuff, and my favorite moment was when he made me like a Dolce bride, and he put an outfit on me as if I'm a bride, like, and he like just every little detail he did on me, and this was really magical.
Any other names?
I mean, it was really cool to do Shiseido too, but it was already a while ago. It was like maybe 2019, and it was really cool because like we work on set in Paris, and this huge team. It was very like cool brand too.
Yeah, just to make it clear, any work is great, like working with any brand, right? But I mean, when you hear big names, this is our goal, basically, modeling, right? Because you always want to reach
on your
there.
CV. Yeah. This is on your CV.
And see how it is there. That's why I'm just focusing more on big names and brands.
Yeah. And what else I really like what I did recently. I mean, I'm proud of like some of my like covers I did for Elle, and other shoots, and even like my first cover like of my life. It was actually Wedding Vogue in Taiwan when I was 16. Yeah, that was really cute too. I mean, now of course like this is like a memory, sweet memory. But I think I was lucky that I was like, okay, it's actually working, So I kept going, and I'm still there.
You just got this feeling, probably, right? I can do it.
Yeah. But in between all of those jobs, there was a lot of time when I was desperate, and I was like, oh my God, it's gonna be over. Like my career is over.
Yeah, talking about that, how did you put yourself out there? Do you have any tips? Do you remember any like specific steps you made that helped you to put yourself out there in modeling?
I think it came naturally to me. I really loved posing from the beginning, and even like how I started, modeling, like originally was when I was like around 13 years old. My best friend at school, she had like a camera, and she's been shooting everybody, like all of our classmates, and we really like had a lot of fun with this. We would like coming out with looks and everything. We'd take like a curtain and wrap myself around the curtain, and we'd go on the rooftop and like illegally. It was so fun, and she always told me like, wow, you look like so good on the photos, like you should try to model. and I'm so
Okay.
thankful to her because she put that seed in my brain, you know.
Yeah.
Because before that, I never even thought about it. I mean, my
Really?
mom, she always wanted me to be a model, but more of like I was feeling like because you know she's a mom, she thinks like every mom wants from daughter to be a model
Yeah.
or something.
My daughter is beautiful, and she's
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah. So I was thinking she was biased, you know, but in the end, when she told me this, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start to model. And then after a couple of weeks, I saw the advertisement in the paper, like so random, right? Like I saw advertisement in the paper saying we're looking for models.
In the paper.
A paper like a newspaper.
Oh my god.
Gazette.
Yeah, for me it's something unusual because
It was 2011, you know, so it was different times. And I called them and I had plucked out all my brows so they looked like ridiculous. They looked like, you know, that frog babies. And then my hair were like ginger color after like teenage experiments. And I went to them and they were like, okay, you're a model. They signed me, but they were not good. And I started to do like test shoots around my city because luckily I'm from St. Petersburg, so there are many
Big city.
yeah, there's big cities, so there are photographers and so there are a lot of like photographers and I've been shooting pretty a lot and people start to be like knowing of me, you know, and asking me to come to shoot with them, and that's when I found an agency better, and that's when they sent me. So to say honestly, like I started to model even earlier, you know, so I started to model when I was 13,
Yeah.
but only doing test shoots, only working on my portfolio, only growing my experience. And then when I was 16 is when I started to make real money and went for international
Yeah.
trips. Yeah.
That is so different for everyone because
Yeah,
sometimes
everyone's different.
you hear stories that a girl just did Louis Vuitton fashion show for
And then boom, that's it. She had
first,
yeah.
first time, and some people just been doing it constantly.
Because for most of the girls, it's a slow process. For most of the girls, like the ones who are working successfully now, it's a step-by-step process. There are some lucky ones, but it's not common.
Do you think it's luck?
Yep. It's luck and good position, like good situation. You know what I mean? Luck, good place, good time, right people. As well, you gotta be perfect. You know, like
Which
super
is luck,
tall,
basically.
special look, super beautiful. You know, like.
Right for the market, probably at like this specific time.
Yeah. So I would
Heard.
say it's like 80% luck and 20% the rest.
What would you recommend for someone who just gets rejections all the time and doesn't know what to do, or where to go, doesn't understand why he gets rejected?
Yeah, I know it can be difficult, right? And I'm like sometimes I'm actually surprised at the amount of people who want to be models because isn't it nicer to like have a job which is like depends more on your inner qualities? Because modeling is pretty superficial, but of course you gotta be resilient, you gotta know how to talk with people, you gotta be nice, you gotta know like several languages, you gotta be like hardworking. But still, like